back with Rockford Stacker Switch Blunt Bus.
No. Well, okay, it's been a while, people. It's been a while since we have played. It has been a while since there has been a video of this up.
Brooklyn Flabbergaster the Third.
Broccoli Staffordshire Blunderbuss.
Okay, the third.
Short for Brock.
Okay, Brock.
So anyway, as I mentioned, it has been a while since we have played this, and as such, I think we're going to change up how we're doing this, because originally, when we started this LP, I was pretty new to this game, and many of the things that I was new to, I am no longer new to, because I have now played this extensively.
Many moons have passed.
Many moons ago, many hundreds of hours of gameplay ago. So, we are going to do something that I have not done before to make this semi-blind, which is, I am going to go and turn on Covenant of Champions, and play with that for the rest of the game.
Now, Covenant of Champions, is that, just increased stats on enemies, or...?
I am not 100% on everything it does. I love this message, though. This will set you upon an arduous path. Yes. Are you prepared? It asks you twice. What I know off the top of my head that this does is that this prevents you from summoning anyone throughout the game.
Including NPCs?
Including NPCs. So I guess we can't do the NPC quests anymore.
I guess not.
Oh well.
Dang it, Lucatiel.
And the other thing it does is make you a higher priority for invasions.
Oh, goody. And that can happen whether you're undead or not, right?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
And I also believe that it just generally increases enemy difficulty, and I think it might give you a few, Black Phantom NPCs that make things a little bit more difficult. So, yeah, all around, making things slightly more challenging. But I'm confident with Brock here, who I am probably going to accidentally call Dwayne a whole bunch of times.
Dwayne reincarnated. You can kind of spin it that way, because, Dark Souls, there's not really a link between the last one and this one. So
well,
it's isn't it
we need to play more of the game.
Oh, okay.
So, where the hell are we? Okay.
So you're saying I'm wrong or only partially right?
I'm saying we need to play more of the game.
Okay, that's what I thought you said.
Alright, so, areas we can go here. I have not cleared much of Lost Bastille. There's a lot of stuff that way.
I'm going to pretend like you gave me a refresher on what we're doing.
Okay.
And I'm going to go with the Lost Bastille.
Well, let me finish my whole spiel here.
For the sake of the listeners, sure.
For the sake of the listener, to remind them what has happened.
Or
And to
made up my
remind
mind,
Chicho
but okay.
what has happened. And myself. So how we were going through this is you were kind of picking where I was going.
Right, left or right.
Yes. And there are 2 paths open right now that I could go down. Well, technically there are 3 paths, but I cannot afford one of them. So I need some more souls before I can go that way.
Oh, okay, I thought you meant just the risk outweighed the benefits.
No.
Okay, I was going to say, well, you're definitely going there, but if you got to save up, then okay, we'll wait.
No, I can go to the Lost Bastille, which is a pretty extensive area, has quite a bit of stuff there that I can do. 3 boss fights, whole bunch of tough enemies, one of the hardest fights in the game. Or I can go to Harvest Valley, which, seeing what my bonfires I have there is another boss fight I can do there, and that leads to a whole bunch more areas. Lost Bastille is pretty much a dead end. I can get an item there that will unlock a different area, but that's a dead end once I do that.
Right.
So pretty much options right now, Lost Bastille or Harvest Valley.
Okay, so since we've entered this covenant of,
Champions.
cock blocking, why don't you try Lost Bastille and fight that one of the, one of the hardest bosses in the game with the add-on of the Covenant.
Okay.
That'll be a nice touch.
At the lowest level possible.
Heads will roll.
No, there are 3 boss fights in this area. 2 of them are optional. One of them is really weirdly optional, you have to take this super bizarre shortcut to get past it.
Like he's optional if you want him to be?
Basically, it's one of those things, he's optional in the sense that you don't have to fight him, but actually finding the way that you don't have to fight him is so ludicrously convoluted that no one in their right mind would ever find it on their own. So yeah, and since I know what I'm doing now, I know a bunch of secret scrap.
I wish items were like that before picking them up. Grocery shopping would be a lot more fun. Just Dr. Pepper glowing with this weird
Oh, I forgot how dumb this guy looks.
ethereal glow.
Sophisticated key, that's good. Coveted silver serpent ring.
I think there should be barbers in the Dark Souls universe so you can change your facial
What
hair.
rings do I have here? Yeah, I'm going with this. So
Okay.
I have my silver ring now, I get more souls off of
Okay.
every kill.
Do you have the biker handles mustache? I can't remember.
No, I just have a regular mustache.
Just a regular, like...
Okay, and let's see, what equipment do I have here? Okay, I'm using the
porn mustache.
Drangleic short sword and Drangleic shield. This weapon has a very good moveset. It's very useful. And my shield blocks 100% of physical damage, which for some reason, like, almost nothing in this game does. Oh, that is a cool move. His little flippy thing at the end, yeah.
Well, see, it's cool because the sword comes up ready for the next attack.
Yeah.
That's totally
It's like a little flowing animation to
preparing for the next
And I know
move.
there is a guy up here that I need to kill.
You couldn't tell by the chink coming from the bow and arrow hitting the floor. Look at his sword. That's kind of cool.
He's using a flamberge. I believe they can drop that.
Sounds like a sandwich.
Okay, I thought my shadow was an enemy, and I was going to try to fall down onto it.
In Dark Souls, it could. Very well could be.
Now, I was having a conversation with somebody about enemies that I want to see in this series at some point, and one of the enemies I most want to see in this series is a bonfire mimic.
Dude.
That is a bonfire, then when you try to rest at it, it turns into a monster and attacks you.
That would be awesome.
So, you fight these guys. These guys, not a super hard enemy, but they look really cool. One of my favorite, like, enemy appearances in this game.
I mean, he looks like he should be guarding a graveyard or something. Maybe it's all the linen wrappings.
Okay, one thing I want to note for this, too, is, I might be a little slow at times on this with my basic attack, and that is because the controller I am using, the, right bumper is kind of funky.
Okay, that's interesting. I have the same controller at home, and my right bumper is shot. I have to, like, you have to ride your finger right on top of it in order to press the button.
Yeah, it's, so it's, I don't always attack when I press it. It's kind of a little temperamental.
Maybe
It's kind of a bad
it's
thing.
Like, it's like Brock. He's just like, I wonder if I should swing the sword this time around.
So, here's Lucatiel again.
Okay.
I thought that might be you.
Remember, she was very mysterious last time we encountered her.
Right.
The
Wearing a
longer
mask
I
that
am
looks
Yeah.
like a
the
man.
more madness I discover.
Just gonna go through this a little bit faster.
Yes, indeed, but what could have caused?
Yeah.
Ah, yes. This is for you.
So yeah, she gives you stuff if you summon her.
Jesus.
Our land of
Now she's gonna talk about her
is
homeland,
only
Mira.
one way up
Mira.
in Mira. My family
On
have
the
a
wall?
little fortune and
No.
with
Okay.
two
Don't
things,
do that.
my
Come
sword
on.
And my loyalty.
So yeah, she was a cool,
I was-
badass warrior
life
lady.
hard.
Was
I had swift.
Was she retired?
And then she came here for some
heard
mysterious
of the
reason.
undead.
Oh, she came here because, well, she didn't want to say it, and then she mentions the undead. Maybe there's a connection.
Finally, he turned and a hollow.
So, and she goes around the,
consuming
the
Hollows
old...
can't be humans again.
Well, and the hollows eventually go crazy, and she just took her mask off, revealing her
Whoa.
face.
That she's
Her-
going hollow?
Yes.
Hollow.
I'm sorry. I suppose I've.
That's all, then she'll just keep repeating
So now
that.
she's looking for a romantic partner in her last days.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, she's looking to try to not go hollow.
Oh.
Which, not spoilers, but, just use your imagination of Dark Souls to see how that's gonna go. Most NPC quest lines in these games do not end on a happy note.
Unless you truly find the sun.
Even the ending where Solaire survives is a bad ending.
Does his daughter die?
No, because Solaire, if you let him survive those creepy chaos bug things in Dark Souls, the story is you can summon him for the final boss, and then... Wait a minute, yeah, got him.
And then you can sacrifice him instead of yourself?
No, the story is that in his own universe, he links the fire, which I guess is what we did with Dwayne.
Right.
But, so, the end of Solaire's story is that he burns for thousands of years in torment.
If he survives.
While on fire. If he survives getting killed by the chaos bugs and the player.
Wait, why would he burn for thousands of years? Because you summoned him.
That's
as the
what
last
happens in
boss?
the Link the Fire ending.
Oh, okay.
And the director of the game said that storyline-wise, if Solaire survives to that point, that's what he does. It was, like, confirmed after the game came out.
Well,
These dogs have a weirdly, like, not very aggressive attack pattern.
I noticed since you kill them rather quickly.
Get my gold pine resin. Sneaking up on this fellow.
So, since we're playing Dark Souls, it seems appropriate to talk about the death montages that became kind of custom.
Mysteriously ups. Oh, idiot, I needed that barrel.
So when are we going to finally see a complete...
Shut up, don't talk about that.
...death montage?
I made one and I didn't like it, and now I want to make it again.
You didn't like the way you had it spliced, or you didn't like the music for it? Or?
I picked a song that I really liked and thought was really fitting, and I got about 3/4 of the way through doing every single death, and then I didn't really like how it was turning out.
It wasn't like some emo Linkin Park song, was it?
No.
Okay.
But I'm still thinking of doing something with that, so I don't want to talk about that until I release it.
Okay.
So, this ended up being a dead end, because what I wanted to do is there was an exploding barrel here, and if you push it down these stairs, it'll crash into this cracked wall here and explode, and reveal a secret passageway.
That takes you to a secret...
That leads you to a bonfire and the second blacksmith in the game.
So now you're screwed for the rest of your life?
No, I can if I reload everything, I can get it again, but I'm not going to do that just yet.
Okay.
Instead, I am going to continue forward and fight a bunch of these dumb soldier dudes.
That's what Dwayne would have wanted. Or does want, I guess. He's not really dead.
No, he's just burning for thousands of years in eternal torment. You don't want to just rush into this room because there's like 10 dudes here. There we go. I just wanted to aggro the one. So he will come out and fight me, and a couple of his buddies will come out and fight me.
If I didn't know any better, I'd say you were anticipating that.
I would say you're right.
Well, you should be at that level now where you're confident enough to dual wield, right? Or not dual wield, just two-hand it, right?
Well, I could, but two-handing it, it's one of those, the actual damage output for that is...
Doesn't
it can
outweigh
be
the
questionable.
stamina consumption?
Yeah. Because you need to, like, hit certain breakpoints on your weapon for it to actually be worth it. Because, like, with these guys, I kill them in 3 hits if I'm two-handing, and I kill them in 3 hits if I am one-handing. So I might as well just one-hand it. And also the one-handed moveset for this weapon, I like a lot more. Because, see, that's my two-hand for this, like my two-hand power attack, but my one-hand is that really long-range stab.
Uh-huh.
So I like the poke.
Have you done a running jab yet? I haven't seen a running jab yet. Oh, a spin. Whoopah.
Got my guard break.
Very nice. Yeah, but see, that's what rings are for. So if you're worried about your stamina, just equip the rings, man.
Okay, this is gonna seem super pointless doing this, but okay, see, that's an empty pit. It's basically a trap.
Yeah.
However, that's actually a shortcut because there's a ledge up there where I was by. There was a dog up there, and if you drop down here, it's actually a shortcut.
Oh, so if you've ever come back to this place, it's beneficial.
Yeah. Well, I'm about to fight a somewhat difficult boss.
And you're...
with the Covenant of the Champions
Right.
turned on, and this is a boss that I would typically summon for, because it is the setup that is good for summoning. In that, it can be difficult to fight against multiple enemies at once.
You know, there's no legal binding contract for, like, what we're going to do in our Let's Plays, so, I mean... You could just...
Because normally there's somebody I could summon in here. There's an NPC you can
do
summon.
the Covenant if it gets too hard, right? Or are we just going to go
no,
all
that
out?
would be too wimpy.
Okay.
We'll just go to another area.
You could always let me give it a shot, unless I like, you know, get my hands on that.
Alright, I'm gonna heal. If everything goes well, then I should be fine. But we'll see if it's going to go well in the next episode. Like the Souls series? Well, we have a lot of Souls-related content here on Video Attack. We have an ongoing crit play for Dark Souls 2, which is basically like a really, really long review discussing the positives and negatives of Dark Souls 2 along with Kai. We've also got a full Let's Play for the original Dark Souls, where Chicho goes into the game blind and uses my advice to get through the game. As a result of that, we've got plenty of death montages of every single death that Chicho had to suffer throughout the game.